welcome to Davar Word. It is my pleasure to share with you what I have discovered in my walk so that we can learn and grow together. Today, we are going to look at the similarities between the lives of Prophet Elijah and Moses. In 1 Kings chapter 18, we remember Elijah killed 450 prophets. These were the prophets of the false god named Baal. Queen Jezebel wanted to kill Elijah in retribution for what he did. Elijah ran away from Queen Jezebel. This is parallel to the account of Moses. In Exodus chapter 2, Moses saw an Egyptian giving a death blow to an Israelite. Moses looked and saw no man around, so he killed the Egyptian. Pharaoh wanted to kill Moses in retribution for murdering the Egyptian. 1 Kings chapter 19 verses 1 to 3 and Exodus chapter 2 verses 12 to 14 tells us that Elijah was running from Queen Jezebel and Moses was running from Pharaoh. In 1 Kings chapter 19 verses 4 to 5, Elijah fell asleep under a broom bush. In Exodus chapter 3 verses 1 to 2, Moses encountered a burning bush. In 1 Kings chapter 19 verse 8, Elijah came to Mount Horeb. In Exodus chapter 3 verse 1, Moses encountered the burning bush, also at Mount Horeb. At this mountain, each of the prophets received a revelation as the presence of God passed by him. In 1 Kings chapter 19 verse 11, Elijah experienced God's presence pass by him. In Exodus chapter 33 verses 21 to 22 and chapter 34 verse 6, Moses also experienced God's presence pass by him. In 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 8, Elijah split and passed through the Jordan. In Exodus chapter 14, Moses split the Yam Suf or the Sea of Reeds. In 2 Kings chapter 2, Elijah appointed Elisha as his successor. In Deuteronomy 34, Moses appointed Joshua to lead Israel after Moses had been gathered to his kin. In 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 8 and Deuteronomy chapter 34, both Elijah and Moses were precisely in the area of Mount Nebo during their final moments on earth. Deuteronomy chapter 34 tells us about Moses' death. 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 1 tells us about Elijah being carried off alive to heaven via a fiery chariot. We must be like Moses and Elijah. They lived well. Even right up till the end, they ran their races well. Even though we read in Deuteronomy that Moses did not enter the promised land, he actually did enter. Matthew chapter 17 verses 1 to 3 says that Yeshua took Peter, Jacob, and John his brother and brought them up into a high mountain. Now Yeshua was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, talking with Yeshua. So Moses did enter the land, and he was given special privilege to even be there with one of the greatest prophets of all time, Prophet Elijah, and of course, the Son of the living God, Yeshua HaMashiach himself. Remember why Moses was not allowed to enter into the land? Moses struck the rock in anger instead of talking to the rock as God had instructed. Now Moses was talking to the rock inside the land that he was forbidden to enter. Moses did go into the land. He did manage to talk to Elijah, his fellow prophet from the future. He did talk to the rock, the Messiah of Israel. The promises of God are in reality more complex or different than what we initially perceive. Our surface level understanding may not always grasp the hidden depths. Many things that God arranges for us have layers that aren't immediately visible. What appears to be a failure or setback could actually be the beginning of growth or an opportunity in disguise. Deeper insight often requires patience, empathy, and curiosity. Our own biases and limited information are shaped by past experiences, but the true nature of things may reveal itself later with time. The acts of God are multifaceted. The comparison between Elijah and Moses serves as a reminder to approach life with humility and an open mind. Just because life is described as going a certain way doesn't mean it is. Whether it's a decision we're making, a person we're judging, or a belief we're holding on to, it's essential to question our perceptions and remain open to new information or perspectives. We need to look deeper and to remain open to the possibility that there is more beneath the surface. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed our time together. Thank you for joining me. I pray that this message inspires and challenges you. God bless you and your family. Shalom.